Let me just give you a very, very brief summary of what the talk essentially is going to focus on. And to make no mistake, I'm going to read out from what has been written here, which Ira has sent me. This talk will focus on the representation of partition in Indian cinemas, its relative absence from our films, and the issues that were foregrounded when partition was indeed thematically addressed. And it's really something which is worth noticing, because if you look at the Holocaust, which happened in the West, in Germany, there must be easily about 400 to 500 films which have been made on that, and as a result of which a lot of public catharsis also took place, and as a result of which kind of the grief and the pain got universalized by communities of people experiencing the same thing through stories over and over again. Quite by contrast, I mean, we have barely films that you can count on maybe one finger which really are about the partition. If at all, it's been used as a plot device when two lovers are thrown apart, or something like that, or it has been used to sort of beat the nationalistic drum, which seems to be quite popular these days. So, but we've really addressed the pain and the vicissitudes of the kind of human experience which came along with that. So, what Dr. Bhaskar is going to focus on is essentially, she's talking about three periods. One is in the immediate aftermath, which is 1947 to 61. Then number two, during the New Wave period, which is 1973 to 79. And then post-1992, when those experiences of violence and exile became themes for mainstream cinema. As I said, it started getting used as almost plot elements. Using clips from different films which she will be showing you, she will raise questions like, can the wounds of history ever heal? Really. Serious question. How is cinema as an art form influenced by, and in turn, influences social and cultural realities? How can films respond to the past in a manner that is meaningful to the present? Something which all of us here, particularly the screenwriters sitting here, continue to struggle with. That can we have it reflected in the current context and make it meaningful even though we are actually referring to the past? Can films that portray the horrors of history perform a function of public mourning and give voice to desires for reconciliation and healing? So this is essentially what the talk's going to be about. I know that she is such a renowned scholar and so knowledgeable about particularly the relationship of history and cinema that we can hold a 2-day seminar and she would, I think, conduct it alone. You would. Okay, let me tell you a brief thing about her. Dr. Bhaskar is a professor of cinema studies at the School of Arts and Aesthetics, Jawaharlal Nehru University. I'm sure people have heard of JNU. I mean, media insists on keeping it in the news, and so does the state, but it's an institution that all of us Indians have been historically very, very proud of. She has co-authored Islamicate Cultures of Bombay Cinema, and her co-edited volume of essays entitled Bollywood's Islamicate Forms, Idioms, Contexts and Histories will soon be submitted for publication. She's also editing a volume of Ritwik Ghatak's screenplays, Ghatak's Partition Quartet, and is working on a book on trauma, memory and representation in Indian cinemas. So as you can see, this formidable scholarship that goes into the name of Dr. Professor Ira Bhaskar. Ira, may I please welcome you to take the stage. And as a beginning token, a welcoming token, this is the book on Dr. Ashok Ramade.
Oh, wonderful.
That we've got.
Thank you so much.
Very good.
Thank you very much. This is very valuable. Thank you very much, Anjum and Anish. It's a special honor for me to be here and to deliver this lecture because, and I want to take this opportunity to say this, because I was interviewed for my current job by Dr. Ranade. In December, on 5th December 2005, he interviewed me for the JNU job, and obviously I got it. So I owe my job to him, and so it's really very. I'm really honored, and I'm very pleased to be here for this. I remember the interview very well. He began by asking me about my work, about my PhD, and what I was doing, and what my interests are, and then he switched very quickly to film music. And And I sort of said, okay, now this is new area, and I began to answer those questions. And he was so sharp. I mean, I'd say something and immediately he'd make a connection with something else. And the interview lasted a very long time. I must say, I really enjoyed that interview. Within 10 minutes, I felt comfortable and I was able to respond to what he was asking me. And I came out feeling good. And I thought to myself, whether I get the job or not, I've learned from him today. So he was that kind of a figure. And of course, I know his work, some of his work, and I look forward to knowing more. And his work on music is used by our students at JNU, at the School of Arts and Aesthetics, both film students, those who work on film music, and also performance students, because those who are working on music and in Indian classical and popular music use his work a lot. So he's a very important figure for us at JNU, and I'm really delighted to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.